Hello and welcome to another chat. This is a little bit different again. I was planning to record a video about the Albanian submarine service. That would be quite fun, but that's going to have to wait. Something's just happened. I've thrown together some slides. I've got a moment to record something. I just want to share some thoughts on the Russian government ship, the Ursa Major, that's just sunk in the Mediterranean. I am H.I. Sutton. I'm a defense analyst. It is unscripted, unedited. Usual caveats apply. Let's get on with it. Russia's had a bit of bad news recently in shipping terms. Firstly, there's the withdrawal of ships from Syria. I know that there's been some reporting that the Russian government has come to an agreement with the Syrian government, but all indications are that no, Russia is having to withdraw from Tartus in Syria, this naval base. That's quite a big deal. And then there's been three tankers that have sunk plus a crane barge in the Black Sea recently. This new sinking, I don't think, is just as simple as there's another Russian ship sunk. This is quite different and it's got some more geopolitical implications. So the ship has undoubtedly sunk. There it is on the left being reported. There's some photos of some of the survivors. We don't have images of it as it's sinking, but we do have it while it's listing yesterday. So you can see its listing is leaning to the starboard side. It subsequently toppled over and sunk. Fortunately, I don't know the original source for that video. It's from open sources. So why does it matter? Firstly, this is a Russian government ship. It's not just a regular merchant ship. It's known for weapon shipments. It's part of a group that we called Sparta. They're pretty much all named Sparta 1, 2, 3, and so on. This particular ship, Ursa Major, used to be called Sparta 3. I don't know why they changed the name. It's part of a group called the Syrian Express or Tartus Express. They used to sail regularly between the Black Sea and Tartus. They now have to sail around to the Baltic. The accident, its sinking, can be viewed as suspicious at this point. Too early to say very much about that. I don't want to speculate too much, but it certainly seems like a very convenient accident, if that's the case. This is a file image of ship. You can see it's basically a general cargo ship, similar to other countries would use for sea lift purposes. Much more recent photograph from this month, taken by the Portuguese Navy, I believe. The Portuguese Navy were paying particular interest this ship and shared this large image. You can see the two cranes on the deck there. You can imagine that they increased the top weight of the vessel by something. There was an explosion in the engine room on the starboard side. Oh, it's lifting to starboard, so it's sinking from the right-hand side of the ship. We don't know what caused it, whether it was an external thing such as an uncrewed service vessel. Seems unlikely. Maybe it's internal. It's like I say, it's too soon to say. What we can say is it's sunk. It wasn't just the Portuguese Navy that was interested in this ship. This is my own tracker from a few days ago now. But you can see Ursa Major is part of a group of ships on the left of this image that were sailing towards the Mediterranean at the time. It did enter the Mediterranean. It was escorted by a Russian warship. I should tell you everything you need to know, really. There's also three Russian Navy landing ships and another Russian Navy transport called Sparta entering the Mediterranean. Most of them are likely destined for Tartus, Syria, where they'll help evacuate Russian equipment. Ursa Major was a bit different, it's carrying cranes. It wasn't just people such as myself that were watching a Ukrainian's intelligence agency, the GUR or GUR, also tweeted about this ship yesterday, so they were paying close attention to it. Make of that what you will. Some just basic details for your reference. This is from marine traffic. The ship has been incredibly busy. It's basically sailed all the way around the world at different place times. Since the 2022 invasion, it's been sailing across the Black Sea to Tartus, but also now from the Baltic. So it's sailing from the Baltic with those cranes when it sunk. During some of its time, particularly in the Syrian Express days across the Black Sea, it was targeted or under threat by Ukrainian naval drones. It wasn't sunk or hit, but other ships were. And actually, the attacks by those USVs, the threat from them stopped the Tartus Express, or was a major contributing factor. And so Russia no longer sends its ships across the Black Sea, and like Ursa Major, have to sail from the Baltic all the way around, much longer route. Okay, so where was it going with those cranes? When it sunk, it was just north of Oran, Algeria. I don't think it was going to Tartus, unlike the other ships. The Tartus doesn't need these cranes. It was declared to be sailing to Vladivostok, in which case it would sail through the Suez Canal. That's possible. Can't rule that out. But speculation has been, by myself and others, that it's actually heading to Libya to install cranes, probably in Tobruk, possibly Benghazi, less likely in Al Berdi, which is another location talked about as a future Russian naval base. So if that's the case, it was a major part of sending the message that Russia is there to support its allies in the Mediterranean and Africa. General Haftar does not control the whole of Libya, so it would have to be on eastern Libya. What does it mean? Well, someone's not getting their pull cranes. We don't know who. Vostok, General Haftar. I think its sinking definitely weakens Russia's position further in the Mediterranean, Africa, to global south generally. It doesn't send a message of Russia being a reliable or useful partner. It adds to their bad news. But it also creates a sense of threat to Russian naval or military shipping globally, and means that Russia has to put resources into defending those assets globally, which is definitely good news for Ukraine. So whether or not Ukraine had any part in this sinking is definitely good news for Ukraine. Okay, this was a hot take. Caveat supply. Please like, subscribe. Thank you.